life is still fighting a battle for survival. This battle is not only against hunger, disease, or unemployment, but against a system that does not allow a human being to remain human. When we open the pages of history, we realize that poverty is not a new phenomenon. Rather, it has been an inevitable outcome of powerful systems in every era. When we mention the name of Charles Dickens, we are transported to Victorian Britain. This was the period from 1837 to 1901 under the reign of Queen Victoria. History describes this era as Britain's golden economic age, when industries flourished, factories expanded, trade increased, and Britain emerged as a global superpower. However, this prosperity was meant only for the rich, not for the poor. Charles Dickens was the writer of that era who authored nearly 15 novels, along with hundreds of short stories, essays, and plays. His famous novels A Tale of Two Cities and Great Expectations are still regarded as masterpieces of world literature. Yet Dickens' true courage lay in the fact that he exposed the darkness hidden behind the glittering curtain of that so-called golden age. In his short novella A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens laid bare the cruelty of that society, a society where children worked long hours for low wages in dangerous factories, suffocating in coal mines, and falling victim to deadly diseases. Women could not free themselves from domestic bondage, and they had no means to escape poverty. During that era, workhouses were places people feared more than prisons. Many preferred death over being sent to a workhouse. State policies appeared as though the solution to poverty was to eliminate the poor themselves. Human compassion had virtually vanished from the economic system. Charles Dickens wrote that poor laborers, in severe cold, would merely clasp their hands to their chests to feel a little warmth. He famously stated, "Poverty and penury always seem to go together." He described a character who survived on the leftovers of society, merely struggling to stay alive. Through his fictional writing, Charles Dickens exposed the industrial development and state policies of the Victorian era. That is why he described the world for the poor as a dismal little cell, a dark and terrifying place. Poverty, destitution, and deprivation have been major tragedies throughout human history. According to United Nations reports, even today around 736 million people live in extreme poverty, lacking basic access to health, education, clean water, and sanitation. Poverty does not only take away livelihoods, it strips people of the very sense of living. According to the Multidimensional Poverty Index 2024, approximately 1.1 billion people worldwide live in extreme poverty, with Africa and South Asia being the most affected regions. Countries such as India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Afghanistan, and Pakistan are among them. The tragic reality is that many countries remain poor despite being rich in natural resources. Take Congo, for example, a country rich in valuable minerals like cobalt and copper, yet its people suffer from hunger and deprivation. Angola, Nigeria, and Chad face similar exploitation, where control over resources lies with foreign companies while local populations live in poverty. In South Asia, particularly in our own country Pakistan, a major cause of poverty is the control of resources by a privileged elite. Under the name of federal authority, provincial resources have been kept away from the public. As a result, provinces like Sindh, especially its rural areas, have fallen into extreme poverty. According to the World Bank's 2025 report, nearly 44.7% of Pakistan's population lives below the poverty line. The MPI report states that 70% of rural Sindh's population lives in poverty. Districts such as Thatta, Sujawal, Badin, Jacobabad, and Kashmir have reached alarming levels of food insecurity. Poverty devastates education, healthcare, and employment. When these sectors weaken, social instability increases. Poverty, disease, unemployment, and social issues are deeply interconnected, making human life increasingly unbearable. Another major tragedy is that international aid provided to poor countries often fails to reach the people. In countries like Haiti, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Sudan, aid funds were consumed by corruption, leaving the public in the same miserable condition. Our own country has also suffered under a system dependent on aid and loans. A large portion of funds allocated for health, education, and development projects is lost to corruption. The poverty visible in rural Sindh today is the direct result of governmental incompetence and the indifference of the ruling elite. From Charles Dickens to Victor Hugo, Dostoevsky, John Steinbeck, George Orwell, Frantz Fanon, and Franz Kafka, all agree on one point: poverty is not a matter of fate but a consequence of political and administrative injustices within human society. George Orwell said that freedom from poverty is essentially a choice between freedom and happiness, while for the poor, the choice is between survival and freedom. The question is, do we still have the courage to look poverty and deprivation in the eye today? Or will we, like history, remain silent? Life is still fighting a battle for survival, and that battle is far from over. Thanks for watching Qasim Khoso YouTube channel.